Alright, so here's a recording I've been trying want to do since weekend, and it's on a Jamaican retired FBI agent, Jonathan Lacey, and he basically talks about what they can do to help with Jamaica's crime problem. And I'm gonna tell why this comment after that. So, Jamaican-born retired FBI agent Jonathan Lacey believes that much of country's crime issues can be solved by things that security forces being a great deal more responsive to the public. He said that that how the Senate state's security apparatus deals with information it receives is critical in addressing the many unanswered questions around the crime problem. All right, and he says people in all jurisdictions want to know that whoever they speak to, whichever institution they engage with, about the concern someone will be done about it, Lacey said. It's a matter of trust, which I agree with, and is more on trust as the same both more than about trust same time. So about them being way more responsive. Alright. A 20-year-old FBI veteran was born in Mandeville, Manchester, before migrating to US as a child. He reasoned that while there were some similarities in relation to gun violence in Jamaica and the US, the manifestations were somewhat different because of the distinct gun cultures. In the US, for example, Americans are protected by that country's Second Amendment to keep and bear arms, while it is illegal to bear arms in Jamaica unless licensed to do so. Police statistics reveal that the vast number of murders committed in Jamaica over several decades have been directly linked to the plethora of legal guns handled criminals, and many of them are gang related. And you notice they must said how and who's giving them the criminals their guns, but I'll continue. As a result, the Jamaican government has employed a number of special security measures, state SOEs, and zones of operation to address the spiraling crime. And not be mistaken, the ZOSOs and so on, they don't do shit. But that's just basically window dressing. But even with increased security measures up to December 28 last year, let's just say that the body count has continued. All right. So, and he basically said in 2009 that there was a huge body count basically about 11 years ago. Lacey believes that part of the problem is how the information received by security forces used. He said solving crime particularly should mean that more is making arrests. We won't be arresting our way out of that problem. What we need is some counseling, some social service, and jobs with law enforcement. For there has to be real economic opportunities, social support, and psychological intervention in some cases as part of a broad-based approach to solve the problem with crime. Alright, and Lacey said that no opposite on security firm, Security and Train Solutions in Buffalo, New York. Alright, yeah, what I want to say is that he made some good points. He agreed with the last thing he said, that we need more economic opportunities, social support, and psychological intervention. And but the thing what he says about them basically saying how the security forces respond to the public, he's leaving out one thing which I don't like what a lot of these people in law enforcement and these other agencies keep doing. They never mention the corruption. They don't mention that many of these people in law enforcement and the system are criminals, just like the ones on the street. Like the power mentioned how these guns are end up in these gangs' hands. They don't mention the fact that a lot of them are supplied by some corrupt officials in the system, or that they know about it and don't do anything. And the thing to bear in mind is that whether or not they respond to information, and the thing he left out is that the problem is them getting a response which doesn't mean much when they're not going to do anything. Because for all you know, that they could give the information and they're going to tell those same criminals who gave that information. And that's something I wish that more people in law enforcement, whether here or overseas, would just admit that they need to get their houses in order. Like, find out who the corrupt cops, corrupt officials are, who are illegal these criminals are, expose them, punish them severely, and then that would have a big hand in how crime is dealt with. Because once a lot of their criminal allies on the streets realize that they don't have any cover, then things are yeah, then they're going to loosen their grip. Their grip on ordinary civilians will loosen when they don't have their allies in the system to protect them. But again, that's the one thing he made some good points, but I really don't like that he just deliberately, and he's smart enough to know better, that they just deliberately just ignore that part though. And that's where people, ordinary Jamaicans who have sense, they need to keep calling that out and lean and that was called ensure that something's done about it. But that's what I have to say about Agent Jonathan Lacey. This is going to stay to Jamaica Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages. Miles was friend and Miles Productions. And it's good to be doing recordings again. Alright, because last time I'm off break and I expect more recordings as usual. Alright.